Hello everybody and welcome to Just Football, as we are bringing you the top 10 most talented young players in the South African Premiership Division. If you're new to Just Football, kindly click on the subscribe button as we upload similar content every week. Alright, I'm just gonna wait until a few people have joined and before I continue with the video. So far there's still 6 watching. I'm gonna wait until there are a few more people who are watching so we can continue with the list, and then I would like you guys to engage with us and tell us what you think about the list, please. There's 6 of you watching so far. At least let's reach 10 so we can start with the video, and then please engage with us and tell us what you think, please. 7. Let's get to 10. Let's get to 10, guys, so we can begin. Let's get to 10. Let's see if we can get to 10 before we continue with this list, which is going to be very interesting, and I'd like you guys to engage with us, please, and click on the like button. For watching. Okay. Alright then, okay, let's just continue with the list. It doesn't look like we're gonna reach 10 because this is our first live stream. But let me just wait a little bit longer before we continue with the live stream. Still just 4 watching. Interesting. 7 watching. Okay, let's continue. Let's start at number 10. We're bringing you the most talented young players in the Dstv Premiership for the 2022-2023 season. Starting up at number 10. Okay, I wonder if most of you know this guy. At number 10 we have Rowan Human. Rowan Human plays for Monnapule United. He plays as a midfielder, and he's been one of the most consistent players this season for Monnapule United, the team that has been struggling. A young man who is 22 years old. He has managed to get 2 assists. He only joined Monnapule United last year, actually, from Beta Tel Aviv, where he was very, very good in the box. He managed to get 5 goals for Beta Tel Aviv in 24 matches, which prompted Monnapule United into signing him. Okay, that's good. 11 watching. Let's continue with the video. So for Monnapule United, it's been one of their most consistent performances this season. He has played in 16 of their 19 games in the league, and he has 2 assists. And last season, he also played in 20 games, so he's pretty much a consistent guy for Monnapule United. I think he may deserve a move to a bigger team, and if he gets moved to a bigger team, then he may start to show his potential. I think there's a player there in Rowan Human. So I'm going to put him at number 10 for our top 10 youngest, most talented young players today. Going up at number 9. At number 9, we have Ethan Brooks. I don't know whether we should be disappointed in Ethan Brooks or what, for making the decision to go to AmaZulu. Wow, that was an interesting decision for me. Very interesting. We all expected Ethan Brooks to join Kaizer Chiefs in the summer, but somehow he ended up joining AmaZulu. That was interesting for me. Very interesting. But then again, it was his decision, but it doesn't look like it worked out for Ethan Brooks. But that does not mean he's not talented. He's still one of the most talented players in the midfield, and he's still a South African international. So, but now time waits for no man. Ethan Brooks needs to start getting good. Otherwise, he's going to be a waste of talent, honestly. At AmaZulu, I don't think he's been used properly. I think if he had joined a bigger team like SuperSport United, Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, or even Mamelodi Sundowns, he would have been good. He's still young, so he can still maybe join a bigger team, but we'll shall see. Ethan Brooks has been very disappointing for me, but he's still one of the most talented players. I think you may all agree in the chat that Ethan Brooks is still one of these better players in midfield in South African football. Can you please engage with us and tell us what you think about this list as we go? Going at number 8. At number 8, we have Titus. Titus. He's a versatile player. He plays for Stellenbosch FC. He's very versatile. He can play as a central midfielder, as a right midfielder, and also as a right winger. But I think his best position is as a right winger. I think he has to be utilized more as a right winger. He's one of those young, talented players that we have not been seen a lot because he's playing for Stellenbosch FC. But I think he deserves a move to a bigger team. Kaizer Chiefs should give him a go, honestly, because on the right wing, Kaizer Chiefs, I think they are very short. They're very short on the right wing and on the attack. And then this guy has a, I think he has a very good return. He has a very good training. He's only 22 years old. So far for a team like Stellenbosch FC, they do not score a lot of goals. He has 3 goals and 1 assist in 19 games. He has played in all their games, so he's very consistent and he hardly gets injured. So I think one of the bigger teams should give this guy a chance next season. Okay, now going up to number 7. Number 7, wow. Nkosi Ngiphile Ngcobo. Nkosi Ngiphile Ngcobo. Nkosi Ngiphile Ngcobo, I don't know, maybe he has to start producing a lot more in the final third. Because you cannot be talent forever. Like, he's been one of the most talented players in the country in the past few years, but you can't be talent for good, okay? Potential, it has to come good. He has to just come good because he's been potential for so long now. He's been potential for so long. He has to start uh, living up to the expectations. I think a lot of people are expecting that he has to deliver. He has to deliver those assists, those goals. Last time he scored was last season, I think against Maritzburg United, where he scored a very beautiful goal. But since then, he hasn't been producing much in the final third. He has to. He has to start producing in the final third. He is a very good player. I think you all know him in the chat, but he has to start producing. He has to start producing content. Honestly, a team like Kaizer Chiefs can be this patient long because I think Atazwane has been very patient with him. He has been giving him a lot of opportunities, especially since the beginning of this year. He has had a lot of opportunities, but he has to start producing. Like, what is this that's this season? I'm going peeling over this season. Has he scored any goals? I don't think he scored any goals this season. Assists, maybe a few assists, but nah, he hasn't been doing well so far. He hasn't been doing well so far, but he's still one of those players that we expect will come good in the future. Coming to number 6, it's Goodman Mosele. Goodman Mosele is a good player in the midfield, especially last season. Okay, I think since the changing of coaches, I think the changing of coaches affected him at Orlando Pirates, but he was so good under Madlang Ngazi. In the CAF Confederations Cup last season, he was so good. Box to box midfielder, he can. He's a good tackler. He's got a good shot on him. He's a good player all around. I think he's a very good player. I think most of you would agree that he is a very good player. Going forward, he's good, and then also in helping out the defense, he's also good. So I think he's one of those players who are very good. Very good. He has to be utilized, but I think Jose Ribeiro, he doesn't know how to utilize him unless he's had an injury. I'm not sure, but maybe he has had an injury this season because he's only played 10 games for Orlando Pirates. He hasn't played a lot this season, but he's one of those players who are very talented and should be given an opportunity this season. Okay, going up to our top 5 now. Going up to our top 5 at number 5. This may come as a surprise, actually, number 5, because I don't think most people would think that he does not deserve to be in this list, but he definitely deserves to be here. Abubakar Nasir. Abubakar Nasir. He's just had some bad luck. I think all he had was bad luck this season. He came into Mamelodi Sundowns. All of us were excited. Everyone in South African football was excited about this signing. Most Mamelodi's, Kaizer Chiefs fans and Orlando Pirates fans were jealous about this signing. That's for sure. He's one of those prospects in African football that I was expecting Abubakar Nasir to join Mamelodi Sundowns and then maybe be there for a season or two and then start showing his potential and then move on maybe to France or even Belgium. But he's just had bad luck. Okay, he hasn't played that much. How many games has he played? I think he's played 4 games in the league, and then he hasn't played much. He hasn't played much. Really, I thought it was better, but he hasn't played that much. but he's still one of those very, very good players. He has played 5 games for Mamelodi Sundowns in the MTN 8 and PS and in the Dstv Premiership. 4 games in the PS Premiership with 2 goals, and then 1 game in the MTN 8 with 1 goal. He's only played 5 games, and otherwise he hasn't been on the bench or in the team. So he has always been injured. I think he's out for the season. Right now, he's had a horrible injury. He tried to come back after the World Cup. He tried to return, and then it was just horrible. He experienced another horrible, horrible injury, and then yeah, now he's on the sidelines again. I think until the end of the season, which means he's still gonna be at Mamelodi Sundowns next season. Hopefully, next season he's gonna get a bit more lucky, and he just need to focus on his fitness. The medical team at Mamelodi Sundowns has a lot of work to do on this guy. He has to focus on his fitness, and yeah, I think from there he's gonna come good because he's a good player. He is a very good player. Obaka Nasera is one of those players that I was expecting so much from. As soon as he signed and he signed for a right team like Mamelodi Sundowns, I thought he was gonna come good, but yeah, this type of things happen. But it's fine anyway. I think next season he's gonna come good. Moving on to our number 4, Keegan Johannes. Keegan Johannes. You know, sometimes most people do not rate defenders, right? But I think defenders are very important. He's a very important defender for Supersport United. All right. He's a very, very, very important defender for Supersport United, and he's versatile as well. He can also play on the right wing. He has played on the right wing on several occasions this year. He's still very young, a young player who's versatile as a defender. I think he's so good, Keegan Johannes. Even in the last game, he played under as a right back. He's so good for a team that is coached by Gavin Hunt. Gavin Hunt is very much is very demanding on the defense on his players. All right, his players are expected to make a lot of defensive work. His teams are not very exciting going forward. They actually they depend a lot more on their defense. But I think Keegan Johannes is a very good player. I don't think he's going to be at Supersport United for too long. I think that actually he's going to go to Mamelodi Sundowns. That's an interesting one. I think he's going to go to Mamelodi Sundowns, honestly. But we shall see. I hope he does not, but he might go to Mamelodi Sundowns. If he ends up at Mamelodi Sundowns, then it's something we're used to. Supersport United develops a player, and then the player ends up at Mamelodi Sundowns. Surprise, surprise. Merry Christmas. But then, yeah, that's what happens a lot. It happens a lot. It happens a lot that Mamelodi Sundowns, Supersport United develops a very good player, and then the player just ends up going to Mamelodi Sundowns other than going to Kaizer Chiefs or Orlando Pirates and making the league a little bit more interesting. So yeah, the monopoly will continue. I think this guy is going to end up at Mamelodi Sundowns. Going up to our top 3. Yeah, this has been hard. Deciding on the top 3. Deciding on the top 3 has been a bit tricky. We have 3 players who have been very, very good. I don't know if you guys will agree with what we've gone with. So we've gone with Marcelo Allende, the Chilean. We've gone with Marcelo Allende at number 3. Marcelo Allende at number 3. I think he deserves to be in this list and up here, right up here, because well, I think I think I'm gonna be the first person to say this, but I think Marcelo Allende he's gonna be an upgrade on on Tempazwani, honestly. Tempazwani is good, okay? It's very good. But once Tempazwani leaves Mamelodi Sundowns, this guy is gonna be the main man. It's gonna be the main guy who's gonna be producing the goals, coming up with the goals when it is required. Okay, he is a good player. Marcelo Allende. I know most people may be still pissed at him for the tackle that he made in the game against Sekhukhune United. That was just unfortunate. And those type of things happen in football, okay? Those type of things happen in football. It just happened that he went into a tackle late and then a player got injured. It wasn't even an injury, yeah, but just a bad injury. It was just a bad tackle and then he was sent off. But other than that, Marcelo Allende has been very consistent and he has been very good for Mamelodi Sundowns this season. In one of the teams that has a lot of talent, and then Marcelo Allende has come in and he just fit right in, okay? And then I'm surprised why this guy is actually playing in the Dstv Premiership. Not no disrespect to the Dstv Premiership, but I am really, really surprised why he's here. Honestly, this guy could be playing in France. He could be playing for the likes of Nice or whatever, or he could be playing in Belgium or in Turkey. But now he's here. Actually, he's here playing here, or even in the US, he could play there. But yeah, weird things happen in football. Mamelodi Sundowns somehow got their hands on this guy, and he's still here. I wonder how long he's going to be here for, because he's still only 23 or no, 22 years old. Let me just double check that. I think he's still only 22 years old. He's very young. He's very, very young. Marcelo Allende. Marcelo Allende he's only 23. He's still young. But now he's playing for Mamelodi Sundowns, a Chilean international. He has played a few games actually for Chile before he came into South African football. I think he's played a few games for Chile. But yeah, now here he is playing for Mamelodi Sundowns. I think he's too good. He's very good for the Dstv Premiership. It gives us a lot of exposure having this type of players in the league. Yeah, it is good. It is very good. It is very good. Going up to our top two, I think you guys know who's in the top two. The difficulty is just who we're gonna put at number two and who's gonna be at number one. All right, at number two, we decided to go this guy. I think maybe some of you may be against this, but at number two, we went with this guy, Monnapule Saleng. Monnapule Saleng. He has been a revelation this season, hasn't he? He's been quite a revelation. When Orlando Pirates really needed a right-sided attacker, this guy comes along with his left foot and start doing. He's done a lot for Orlando Pirates this season. Well, he's the reason they've won the MTN8. I think it's going to be the MTN8 player of the season. He is the reason that they are challenging for second position. I think he's going to be Orlando Pirates' best player of the season. Wow, man, this guy is. Monnapule Saleng is a very good player. I just hope that he's loyal, actually, and then he signs a long-term contract with Orlando Pirates. Cause I don't like this thing of all these good players, teams developing players just for them to end up at Mamelodi Sundowns. My fear with Monnapule Saleng is that he may end up at Mamelodi Sundowns. It's a fear of mine, but we will see. Hopefully he's an honest guy and very loyal. Like Tim Gosilo just been approached before by Mamelodi Sundowns was still coached by Pitso Mosimane, but he remained there and he was loyal. But right now I don't know what's happening with Lodge, but this guy, it makes it not matter much what that Lodge is not playing. Imagine with Lodge out and then you don't have Monnapule Saleng at Orlando Pirates. I think it was going to be very bad for Orlando Pirates. I think the coach would have actually gone. This guy is the one who's been keeping the coach in the job, isn't he? Because it's the main outlet in the team. Every time they get the ball in the midfield, they look to the right, they look for that long ball, and then once he gets the ball, you just feel like something, even when you're watching it, you just feel like something is going to happen when this guy has the ball. But he has done so much. He has done so much for Orlando Pirates. He has very good stats, and I think he has done so much for Orlando Pirates this season. This guy, he deserves so much praise. I don't know. I'm out of words for this guy. He's a very good player. He's a very good player. He's actually much older than most players in this list. He's 24. Where was this guy all along? I wonder. So Monnapule Saleng has played 13 games this season. In those 13 games, he has scored 7 goals and contributed 4 assists. That is very good for a young player at 24 years of age. Now, to conclude this, we're going to go to our number one. At number one, we have, as expected, number one, Cassius Mailula. Cassius Mailula. This is my number one for today. For 2022-2023, the best young player of the season so far is Cassius Mailula. This guy, coming into a team like Mamelodi Sundowns, whatever age you are, however good you are, it's hard. You can ask players like Sbusiso Vilakazi and the likes of Sbusiso Vilakazi. You can ask them and they will tell you. Coming into a team like Mamelodi Sundowns and playing consistently as a young player, it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort, and this guy deserves a lot of praise. In one of my live streams, I asked the community who they think was a better player between Cases Mailula and Monnapule Saleng. It was quite close, and I've seen some interesting comments. People were saying Monnapule Saleng is better than Cases Mailula because he's done it in a team that doesn't have a lot of stars, and then Cases Mailula, blah blah blah. Yeah, he's playing in a team that is star-studded. That is that is trash, isn't it? Because how many players have come at Mamelodi Sundowns? Good players that we knew they were very good and they flopped. We've had a lot of players who came into Mamelodi Sundowns and flopped, who were very good. But this guy is young, all right? He's 23 years old and he's coming to this team and he's had his. And he actually came into the team when they needed him the most. They needed him the most when he came in, and he came in and he's delivering, okay? He is delivering. He is delivering. He is delivering. He is delivering so much. He has come into this team and delivered, okay? So what I think is this guy, he's gonna be a very, very good challenge for Peter Shalulile. Peter Shalulile is not gonna be the main man anymore. He's gonna be looking behind his back, knowing that this guy is coming. He's gonna be looking behind his back, knowing that Monnapule, that Cassius Mailula is just behind him. So once he stops delivering, this guy is gonna be out there. This weekend, all right, I was watching the game against Goodman United. We actually streaming it live, yeah, with some of you guys. I think some of you were there. He just came in the game, and then it was a bad moment for Mamelodi Sundowns at the time because they just had a red card to Marcelo Allende, and then wow, he came in and he got the all important third goal that sealed the game. All right, I think without that goal, Sekuna United would have just went in for them. But wow, wow. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us today, and then leave your comments please in the comment section and click on the subscribe button. This was just our first live stream of this type of content. Tell us what you guys think about this content. As we're just gonna try and bring you more and try to improve and tell us what we can improve as well. Realize that there were no messages on the chat today. That is fine. Yeah, we'll just keep going, and then you guys tell us what we can improve and what we can do better. Thank you very much.